Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 AFC NFC Divisional Playoffs post-game show. I'm sorry I didn't get to do a pre-game show, but I had something going on during the day, and I had slept in this morning, and I tried to get the script in time, but I just was not able to broadcast it. So we're going to do a post-game for both games, and we'll recap them in just a sec. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 AFC NFC Divisional Playoff Trivia question. Who did the Chiefs beat in Super Bowl IV? I'll have the answer later in the broadcast. And speaking of the Chiefs, in today's AFC Divisional Playoff game, the Kansas City Chiefs are on their way back to the AFC Championship game for the first time since 1993. The Chiefs beat the Indianapolis Colts 31-13 at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. The Chiefs were up 3-out on the Colts early in the first quarter, but the Colts made three great plays in the game, but the Chiefs just shut down the Colts after the second quarter and sealed the game with a touchdown in the fourth. The Chiefs scored two touchdowns in the first quarter. Damian Williams, right tackle, scored the first one, ran the ball 10 yards into the end zone for the score, and it was 7-0 Chiefs. Tyreek Hill scored the second touchdown, the Chiefs' second touchdown of the game. Hill, left end, Tyreek Hill ran the ball 36 yards into the end zone for the score, and the extra point was good both times. And it was 14-0 Chiefs. The Colts had the ball at their own 23, made three plays for 5 yards, and it was 1st and 10 at the Colts 23. Marlon Mack up the middle to the Colts 29 for 6 yards, and it was 2nd and 4 at the Colts 29. Marlon Mack up the middle again to the Colts 31 for 2 yards, and it was 3rd and 2nd and at the Colts 31. Andrew Luck got sacked at the Colts 28 for minus 3 yards, and it was 4th and 5, and the Colts at the Colts 28, and the Colts went 3-and-out and had to punt from their own 28. Roberto Sanchez punts for the 46 yards to the KC 26, and Tyreek Hill made a fair catch. The Chiefs kicked a field goal from the Colts 21 from 39 yards out. Harrison Ford's kick was up, and it was good, and the Chiefs were up 17-0 at the end of the first quarter. The Colts scored their first touchdown of the game in the second quarter on a Chiefs block punt. Zach Pascal ran the ball 2 yards into the end zone for the score, and it was 17-7 Chiefs lead. The Chiefs scored their third touchdown of the game. Patrick Mahomes scrambles right in for the 4-yard score, and the extra point was good, and it was 24-7 Chiefs. The Colts had missed a field goal. The Colts got into field goal range at the KC 5, and the Colts kicked a field goal. Adam Venturi from 23 yards out, and the kick was up, but the kick was no good. The ball hit the left upright, and the Chiefs were up 24-7 at halftime. In the third, the Chiefs had the ball at their own 14, but had a turnover on downs. Patrick Mahomes got sacked at the Colts 38 for minus 5 yards, and there was a 15-yard penalty on the Colts for unsportsmanlike conduct. Then later in the third, the Colts had the ball at their own 31, made 4 plays for 22 yards and went 3-and-out and had to punt. Then the Chiefs had the ball at their own 20. Mahomes passed short to middle to Sammy Watkins to the KC 19 for minus 1 yard, and the Chiefs fumbled the ball, and the Colts recovered the ball at the KC 20. Darius Leonard made it for got no gain. Excuse me. The Colts had the ball and the Colts have recovered the ball. The Colts had the ball at their own, at the KC 29 for minus 9 yards, and the Colts fumbled, and the Chiefs recovered the ball at their own 32. And that was by Justin Houston. Houston recovered the ball. The Chiefs got the ball back at their own 32, made 5 plays for 11 yards and went 3 and out. And the Chiefs had to punt, and the Chiefs were up 20-47 at the end of the third quarter. To the fourth we go. The Colts scored their second touchdown of the game. Andrew Luck's pass to T.Y. Hilton, who ran the ball 29 yards into the end zone for the score, and it was 24-13, Chiefs lead. Excuse me. The Chiefs scored their fourth touchdown of the game. Darrell Williams up the middle for the 6-yard touchdown, and the extra point was good, and it was 31-13, Chiefs. The Colts had the ball at their own 32, and in the final 2 minutes and 23 seconds, and it was 3rd and 10 at the KC 11, and Andrew Luck's pass short right to Zach Pasco at the KC 4 for 7 yards, and then there was 24, and then there was under a minute to play, and then he got over, and then there was 24 seconds left on the clock by then, and the Colts tried to make another play, but came up short as the final seconds ticked off, and the Chiefs get the win over the Colts 31-13 and are headed back to the AFC Championship game for the first time since 1993, and the Chiefs will host the AFC Championship at Arrowhead Stadium for the first time next week. Now, the game ball, Patrick Mahomes, 27-41, 200 carries and attempts, 278 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Damian Williams, 25 carries and attempts, 129 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Travis Kelce, 7 recoveries, 108 yards, and no touchdowns, no interceptions. Those are the 3 game balls because KC got him. And Andrew Luck for Indianapolis, 19 of 36 carries, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. We'll talk about the Dallas game, the NFC divisional playoff game in just a moment, but it is now time for the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Who did the Chiefs beat? Did the Chiefs defeat in Super Bowl IV? And if you said the Minnesota Vikings, you are correct. The Chiefs became the second AFL team after the New York Jets to defeat an NFL team in the old AFL-NFL World Championship game when they defeated the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl IV. And I will have another trivia question tomorrow on Scott Sports 101 AFC-NFC Divisional Playoff pregame show, and that will happen tomorrow. And now it's time to, in today's NFC playoff game, the LA Rams are headed back to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 2001. The Rams beat the Dallas Cowboys 30-22 at LA Memorial Stadium and Coliseum in Los Angeles, California. The last time the Rams went to the NFC Championship game, game was 2001, and they were the St. Louis Rams, and they won that game on the road. And Dallas, they battled back and tried so hard to make a comeback to try to win, but they just came up short. And I have to give Rams quarterback Jared Goff the game ball. He gets the game ball. But Dak Prescott played a good game too. So I have to tip my hat to both teams. And tomorrow, don't forget tomorrow's AFC game, divisional playoff game, the New England Patriots and the LA Chargers will square off at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Kickoff is at 1:05 on CBS. And the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints will square off at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. And that's one game I can't wait to see, and I think that's going to come down to the final seconds to see which team is going to get the win. And I feel the Philadelphia Eagles will have the edge in that game. And kickoff for that one is at 4:40 on Fox. And, well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 AFC NFC Championship post-game show. And I'll be back tomorrow with the AFC NFC actually divisional playoff post-game show, excuse me. And I'll be back tomorrow with the AFC NFC divisional post-game show for tomorrow's games. And that'll be early tomorrow afternoon. So, but until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.